I do have a question. So given, we're talking Ethereum, based functions, what happens when ETH 2.0 goes live and everything is better and all is well in the world, quote
Oh, you mean
unquote,
2 years from
allegedly?
now?
Hey, August, it's on the board. Vitalik put it on the board. August is the merge.
I've been loosely paying attention to that, but aren't people rejecting the ETH2 proposal? There's something going on. I haven't
I've
been
seen
paying
some
attention.
headlines, but I haven't really followed it.
Yeah, same.
That's been happening for a while, where the miners are kind of fighting it because, in theory, I guess they're gonna earn less and greed rules all. But it sounds like that has somehow not stopped things.
I'm an ETH miner, and I have been for a little while. I would prefer not to go to ETH2 personally, but I mean, I don't really care either way. But obviously, as an ETH miner, I'd rather keep it with the current status quo because mining rewards are ridiculous on Ethereum.
That actually makes sense. There was surprisingly this older dude that I see at the park when I play ball. He came up to me on Tuesday because he obviously knows I do crypto, and he apparently has been mining Ethereum for a while, like not too long, but he got into it like a year or two ago. And I was just like, I didn't see that coming at all. Like, I didn't think he was, I never assumed he was into crypto, but he's like, why aren't you mining? It's like, how are you in crypto and you're not mining? I was like, I just never got into it. I was like, I mainly do the DeFi stuff, but it's a good question, honestly. It's not
Well,
like I can't.
You are mining. You're liquidity mining and you're proof of brain mining.
Wow.
It's just not the standard.
Yes,
mining.
technically I'm mining, but in terms of traditional, well, you're mining, you know what I mean? So there's really no reason for me not to. I can, acquire the equipment.
There is a reason. So I've been in mining off and on over the years. Way back when I was mining Bitcoin on my desktop with these little ASIC USB chips. So the problem with mining is it's an arms race. So you have to continually, reinvest in equipment in order to keep your profitability up. So, it's the question is like, well, with that ever increasing cost, does the market price of your assets increase to cover that, right? Because if you're just selling everything and then buying more equipment and selling everything and buying more equipment, you're not really getting ahead. Where it does work is if you sell or you mine, you have an income Bitcoin or whatever, and you mined it at $300 and you kept a portion of it, and then that $300 is now worth 30,000. So that works. But so a lot of it is really going to depend on your overall future expectations of what the coins are going to do. And obviously, you could swap to another thing if you want to mine one thing and invest in another. But the general thesis is the same. And energy cost is crazy too, depending on your rigs. Yeah. So I mean, that's why a lot of mining has gone to places with cheap energy. Iceland and Kazakhstan and other places where they can get the power for cheap.
Yeah, I've been mining Ethereum for a while, and one of the keys to profitability for me has been I have a connection with somebody where I get free power for the rig, so there is no energy costs. That definitely helps the profitability. Yeah,
I mean, that's the thing too, because I was talking to, I don't know who I was talking to about it, someone else after the fact, and I was like, listen, that's all well and good, but it's not like you just buy some rigs, set it up, and then forget about it. Like, you still have to pay attention to it. You still have to maintain it. Like, so I look at it as just like another job, so to speak.
It's not like a 24-hour job though. It's like a couple minutes.
Yeah,
a couple minutes a month.
I know. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a lot of work. It's just still something you need to check on daily.
Yeah.
So maybe I am that lazy. I don't know.
You could hire a manager for the rig. That's what I've got. I don't do anything.
This is true.
I just organize and collect.
I was just gonna say, you organize and collect. I got to step up my game on organizing and collecting.
That's how I live my life.
I'm much more interested in the LP mining.
Me too. Yeah, the rig stuff, I was pretty heavy on it a while back, but I really haven't reinvested into more mining equipment for probably about a year now. You know, with all this DeFi and you know, everything that we can do now with our capital, I just don't think it's a, you know, it like look at the payoff of buying a rig and mining versus just taking that same amount of money that you use for the rig and just putting it in an LP and earning, you know, 15, 20, 30% or whatever. And I think you're better off in the LP, especially because you have instant liquidity. Selling a rig is not an easy task.
It is not.
Oh, I'm
GPU
sure
prices
it's not.
crashed if you're using those. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I look at, you know, you buy a rig, that's your capital investment, and then that's it. Like that cost is that cost, and you have to recoup that through earnings. I don't even think about a potential resale.